Okay, so that's the third one. And the cementation, if we have lower or fewer cementation, of course, we will have bigger porosity and bigger or higher permeability, because cement itself will take up some space, right? Cement will take up some space. And of course, with more cement, the porosity will decrease, permeability also will decrease, and vice versa. All right. If you have more cement will be there in your pores, right? So that the porosity will decrease, permeability will also decrease, and you have fewer cement, right? If you have less cement, then the porosity and permeability will increase. And this is also important, the sorting. So usually you will have grain size issue and sorting issue at the same time. Of course, we want better sorting. In this case, better or good sorting means we have almost regular or uniform size. Okay, so if you have big size, we prefer having all the grains are at the same size, like this one. Okay, you just want them to be there. You don't want any smaller grain filling this space there, right? Because it will reduce significantly the porosity and also the permeability. So if we have the condition like this one, you have big size of grain and also small grain, right? It will take up the porosity, it will decrease the permeability, right? So we call this bad sorting. But if we have good sorting, whether we have all big size uniformly, that's better than compared to having big and small at the same time. Okay, so we prefer better sorting, as the better sorting will let you have the good porosity and the permeability, good permeability. And lastly, the micro porosity. All right. And based on the picture, we can understand that at the same permeability, at the same level of permeability, we can have different micro porosity and we will have different porosity. Of course, from the name itself, we can understand, right? If we have less micro porosity, our porosity will be smaller. And if we have more micro porosity, the porosity will be higher, right? Although the permeability stay the same. Okay. Yeah, that can happen. That can happen. So yeah, you can imagine we have the rock and we have the pathway that will be our permeability, right? And although we have microporosity, but if the microporosity itself is not connected, then there will be no change. There will be no impact to the permeability, right? So the key point is not the existence of microporosity, but the interconnectedness of those either macroporosity or microporosity, right? So you can have more microporosity, but your permeability stays the same if the microporosity is not connected one to the other, all right? But of course, this arrow can turn to be that way if your microporosity is connected and thereby increasing your permeability. All right, so this picture is very, very important. It describes the relationship between porosity and permeability. And thank you, Brother Esrafili Dizachi, for this very, very important picture. And I hope you understand the point we study here. And that's all. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the video is useful. Thank you so much for watching and see you again in the next geoscience videos. Thank you.